I'm not going to make the same mistake I made last night. I was looking at the computer last night, and that clock is behind me is almost a full minute faster than the one on the computer. I need to make an adjustment. I always have to make an adjustment because that never keeps good time. Anyway, hello, hello. The title for today's talk, which is actually tomorrow's, the 16th, which is my sister's birthday, now that I'm thinking of it, May 16th. The title is Telling the Truth in Personal Privacy. And here's my blurb. I've long been an advocate of telling the truth, and I chose to be an open book, at least as far back as the mid-1990s when I began Paradox Magazine, 1996 to 2001. I do not believe I can ever be really free as long as I have secrets I am unwilling to reveal. As Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. The unconscious is where we hold known and unknown secrets. There's not much we can do with what we don't know. But once we do know, we have a choice. We can keep it secret, or we can choose to reveal it. When we are ready to choose the latter, it is important that we do so in a safe place with people who will not share our secrets without permission. I bring this up because some have challenged me in regard to my sharing issues related to the lady who has come into my life in the past several weeks. I'll talk more about it in this video, but know this. I will not be sharing details of our intimate moments publicly. I do know the importance of discretion, although my openness makes some people uncomfortable. Yeah, that's always been an issue for me because I do choose to be an open book, and what I choose to keep secret generally is things that I think people will judge other people for. Now, I've brought up polyamory and open marriage and stuff like that. With the lady that I'm involved with, first of all, you don't know her name. If you do know her name, it's because you're in our circle. And I can't help that. People that know me and know her are going to know who I'm talking about. That's unavoidable, and she knows about it. She's very aware of it. We've talked about it. It's not something that's being done behind anybody's back. In fact, she doesn't live her life behind people's back, although she doesn't spill all the details of her life to everybody that to everybody that she might meet. I forgot to take the phone off the hook.
3, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 7.
I don't even know how to shut it off, and this is awful. I don't think they're going to leave a message because it's not a phone number that I recognize. Anyway. Yeah, see? They already hung up. I apologize for that, and I'm not going to start over. I just simply forgot to remove the phone from the hook. Anyway, where was I? Again, I will not be revealing intimate details of our lives publicly. So if you're wanting a soap opera, well, this isn't going to be the place for it. I'm very close to this lady. At this point, we are still not lovers, although in a sense we've been lovers from the very beginning because that's been the nature of our relationship. That's the energy that surrounds our connection with each other, and the connection is getting deeper and stronger, but it's still at this point not physically sexual. And I say not physically because sex is more than just physical. But in any case, our personal encounters, as far as our intimate moments, that's not something that I ever choose to share, not just with her, but with anybody. That's not public. That's not for public consumption. Now, I may share issues that come up in an intimate relationship with someone that's a close, trusted friend, for example, like Margie, and people that I know I can trust, and that I'm trying to bounce something off because I need somebody else's perspective so that I can be more clear with what's happening with me. But it's not ever about making the other person wrong or revealing something that's going to cause judgment against them, or at least that's never my intention. All I ever want is clarity for myself, and it's what how things affect me that I'm interested in discovering, because the whole thing of life is uncovering our own secrets and making the conscious conscious. Another quotation, which is actually the one I was looking for when I found the one that I used at the beginning in the blurb. Another Carl Jung thing is, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. That's revealing the secrets. The secrets are the part of our lives and of our world that control us. And that's why the people that run the world have such a thing as national security, because they have lots of secrets that they do not want the general public to know. And so they live in constant fear of being discovered, and it's why they react with such insanity of doing things that are absolutely crazy and insane. And my friend says, Ron, in their mind, they have good reasons for doing what they're doing. Yeah, it's called fear, because they have secrets that they do not want revealed. Because if people, like George Bush said to that little reporter from Texas that time, that little lady that was always in the front row of the press conferences with the presidents, he said to her publicly one time, if the people ever found out what we're doing, they'd take us out and lynch us from the nearest street post or street lamp or whatever. That may not be an exact quote, but that's the gist of it. Because they know they're doing something that is horrendously evil and wrong. And people that keep secrets generally they know that they're not doing something that's in integrity. They're out of integrity. When you're in integrity, there's no reason to keep secrets. The only reason a person would ever need to keep secrets is if they're trying to hide something. I don't have anything to hide. In fact, in this new relationship, I'm revealing things that I've never, ever revealed before. And the same was true a year ago with the lady from Canada, that I revealed things that I hadn't revealed before. So there's a continual opening up for me in sharing with people. Now, I obviously made a mistake last year, because that was only in the realm of fantasy. This is not in the realm of fantasy. This is somebody that I'm connected with locally, that I get to spend time with, that I talk to regularly, and we are getting to know each other really, really well. And her secrets will remain secrets. It's not up to me to tell them. At some point, she may choose to become more public. She's not made that choice yet, and I will not coerce or manipulate or try to get her to make a choice in that direction. Eventually, we may end up doing videos together, and her identity would be revealed to the world. But that's not up to me to make that decision. That's up to her, and I respect her privacy. Personal privacy is important, and knowing when to be discreet and when to share and not share is an important value that we need to employ. We need to be careful with what we tell people about other people when we don't have their permission. Now, I shared something in the workshop. We have a rule that what is said here stays here. Well, someone a few years ago shared something that was a beautiful story. I mean, an absolute beautiful story. There was nothing negative about it. It was positive. It was wonderful, and I didn't even remember that they had asked that we not say it. And so I shared it with a few people. I shared it with somebody that was a friend of this person, and they went back to this individual and said, Ron told me this. And then this person called Margie, and I was in a little bit of trouble for a bit, because I guess that wasn't supposed to be shared. But to me, it was no big deal, because it was not a bad thing. Now, if we get lots of people in the workshop, that have had sexual abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse. There's been victims of all sorts of crimes that have come and spilled their beans, early incest, and I mean all sorts of stuff. It's common. It's not even rare. It's common in the workshops that people come and share these. Now, those things I will never put a name to. The details of it, I don't even choose to remember the specific details of who the other person was, or how it happened, or things like that. It's the broad strokes, the general the general character of a thing, and we've all been wounded, and wounded people wound others, so that when we bring that secret out and are able to share that secret with people that are going to keep it a secret for us, that's a healing process. It's not going to be a healing process if you share your secrets with somebody and they go and they use those secrets against you to manipulate you or to get you to do something on their behalf that you may not want to do. If they're trying to use any type of coercion, then you've shared it with the wrong person. So you need to be careful who you share your secrets with. But by the same token, you need to let your secrets out. You need to open up the cellar doors. You need to open up the closets and let the skeletons come out in a safe environment with people that know how to love, with people that know how to look beyond the event, whatever the event may be, and see who you really are. Because who are we really? We're all children of God. We're all spiritual beings having a human experience. We've all made mistakes. We've all been hurt. We've all been wounded. We've all done things that we may not be proud of. But as long as we keep that suppressed, whatever they are, that's going to control, that's going to limit us in the expression of our love, one way or another. And one of the reasons that I've been sharing what I'm learning with this lady is she is the most loving, I've said that before, the most freely loving individual that I've ever met. Now that doesn't mean that she's promiscuous and goes out and screws around with anybody that shows up on her path. That's just not the reality. She has discretion also. She chooses to love at different levels the people that she chooses to love. And that's what we all need to do. And that's what I'm trying to encourage people to see. Now, she and I have talked about the monogamy versus polyamory. And Aristo made some excellent comments a couple of days ago about that subject, that monogamy and polygamy are about games, and it's about the rules of the game. Polyamory is just about choosing to love many people. Well, isn't that what we're supposed to do? And the levels of love, we might choose to make it a monogamous relationship where we limit our sexual expression to one individual. And that may be perfect for us where we are. I've considered myself monogamous all of my life. I still am monogamous. I've never been polygamous. I've never been involved in sex. One time in my life, I went back and made love to a former lover after I had sex the first time with a new lover. That was the only time in my life that I crossed over those boundaries, because it's been serial monogamy, and I've never been involved with two people romantically at the same time ever, not ever. Because I considered myself a monogamous man. That's my personal life. But I'm telling you what's coming up for me in relationship to a polyamorous lady who sees love as, I mean, my God, we're one. They're part of me. How can I not love everybody? Now, that doesn't mean, again, that you have sex with everybody. But it does open that as a possibility if it is appropriate. If that's where the feelings lead, and it feels appropriate, and there's no infringement on an agreement that you've made with other people in your life, then you're acting in perfect integrity. And that's what I want you to see. I want everyone to recognize that our relationships at all levels, including romantic and sexual relationships, need to be in integrity, whatever we choose to do. We need to be honest first to ourselves and then to the people that we are involved with, because that's important. If you're keeping something from your lover, it's going to ultimately come back and hurt you. I guarantee it. It will keep coming back until you finally tell the truth. Now, why don't we want to tell the truth in romantic relationships if we're, quote, cheating? Because we're afraid that we might lose the person we're cheating on. And we don't want that to happen. That's why there's so much infidelity in marriages, and why it hurts so much. That's part of the pain that we've heard over and over again in workshops, that people did not keep their agreements. They committed to to have only one lover in their world, and then they went behind their back and they had other lovers, and it hurts. I've seen it happen to people that I love and care about myself when they've been wounded by other people because other people did not keep their word. But it's not up to me or anybody else to go and spread their story. They need to spread it, and they need to choose wisely how they share their story. It has to be done honestly, it has to be done openly, but it has to be done in a safe environment. And that's, I wish everybody could come and do the workshop. I really do. If not with Margie. Margie's is the best, but there's other people that do very similar work. Scott and Mark are from the same school, from Art Seller's school of the workshop, and they do a fantastic job. Theirs is a more masculine approach. Margie's is a more feminine approach. Margie's changed some of the structure of the workshop. It still includes all the basic essentials, but it's added some things to, instead of just emptying a person out, it's filling them back up with love. And that's what Sundays are all about in the workshop. And it's why I love to do Margie's Workshop, because that's a dimension that is not there with the more masculine version that we first learned from Art Sellers, and that he brought to us from Hollywood back in, I guess he came in 1889. I mean, not 1889, 1989. 1889, yeah, none of us were even on the planet then. But anyway, it was created in Ted Danson's living room for actors who were getting stuck in their roles, to liberate themselves from the role and to become authentic and genuine. So anyway, I see that I've used up 16 minutes already, but I want to make very, very clear that getting the things that are hidden down in the skeletons in your closet, getting those things that are hidden, that have wounded you, getting them up and bringing them into the light is the way you're going to heal them. You're not going to heal them by keeping secrets. You're not going to heal any part of yourself by refusing to let other people know. Love is about being vulnerable. It's about opening up. And I'm all about the healing process for all humans to participate in a program of some sort, a process of some sort that allows us the freedom to tell the truth and to liberate ourselves by telling the truth. That you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free, but really it's more than that. You shall know the truth, share the truth, and then the truth can be healed. The wounds can be healed that relate to the truth, and you will become free of the bonds that have held you enslaved to things that you thought you would be hated for. People that know how to love don't hate anybody for what they've experienced. Even if you were the perpetrator, you can still be forgiven when you come to the place of recognizing what you've done. It's all about making the unconscious conscious. I leave you with these thoughts, and I hope this clarifies for some people where I'm coming from. And I hope you understand why I share some things and why I will not share other things, because it's a matter of discretion. So thank you for listening, and namaste.